pimp, that pimp, and shrimp. You got that pimp, and shrimp. You got it.
No.
I don't hear anything on my.
Tucked in.
The what? What'd you say?
This one's tucked in.
Yeah.
This one's on the outside.
Okay. But what about the headphones? This was tucked
Headphones
in.
will do just fine.
I don't hear anything on my headphones.
You don't hear anything in your headphones?
I'm like, oh, there we go.
All right.
Wow, look at the tech guy over
You know
here.
what it is?
Audio.
So they have the mic is 4 and then the headphones are 3. That's very weird. Someone's been messing with that stuff over there. So they all be messing around with that stuff over there.
Cheese and
I
rice.
like it. You came in with the loaded and ready to go.
Bring it.
It's a dead battery.
And so, oh,
I was trying to charge it. And I was like,
Loaded.
you don't have the
You didn't come
loaded.
loaded.
Oh, you come loaded. Yeah,
Came ready
loaded.
to go. We weren't loaded.
That's true. That's two different things, man. Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
All
we're
the
thinking the way.
troops are going to war.
That's right. Are they tucked in or are they on the outside?
Tucked in on the right. On the left.
I got the troops, but I took away their guns. Yeah.
I'm in their flanking position. So I'll get them from the rear.
I was gonna say he's coming in the rear.
Yeah.
I don't think we're talking about war, guys.
Hard and ready.
Go hard, go.
One of those days.
Gotta get here early.
Yeah. The Wi-Fi has ages 17 and under and ages 18 and over.
That sounds like you can talk. No, that's fine. You can talk about that. Just don't bring out the other word. I don't know why you would, but don't bring
Subway.
Subway. Yeah. Don't bring up Subway. That's right. Don't be a Jared.
Lost a lot of weight though.
Oh, all right. That's terrible. Terrible. Hey guys, again, you didn't guess by now, it's another episode of PGS, the Pimp, Gimp, and Shrimp Show. What's going on, guys? Hey, thank you everybody for joining us again for another video episode. It is a threesome. I should be careful with the words I use. It's a three-man.
Three-man show.
Three-man show. Because, we're going to have a cool off a little bit. Oh, yeah. Our fourth guy there, he said he'd throw out his neck. I'm like, why would you throw out your neck? You need it. Anyways, that was stupid. That was stupid. Exactly.
He's going to kick my ass if he sees me.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm excited. Yes. I can't
talk.
talk. We're fucking go. I'm
there we
spitting.
go.
I'm a spitter. Yeah, we got it. Caught on camera.
So much to talk about today. The aliens would love you.
No, that's right. Yes.
Yeah.
So today's episode, everybody, exciting. We're talking about our favorite alien conspiracies, stories, theories. I don't want to move too much in the movie, but thank you very much. I don't want to move too in the movie area because that could be its own special. But anything like it's supposed to be out there that is story-wise, theory, conspiracy, anything that we've heard and that we like and yeah, exactly. So before we get into any of all that, man, let's bring up our episode rants. What's going on? Which I actually wrote a few down. So if anybody got anything going up right now, I'll jump right into those motherfuckers.
Rants.
Yeah.
What pisses me off.
What doesn't piss you off?
He's brought his laptop.
There we go. Yeah, he's got full of rants.
What's up, anger? Red shirt.
What's up, shrimp? It's a shrimp. Yeah.
People with little man syndrome.
Not
little people, but people with little man.
But you're right.
syndrome.
There are people. There are
They
normal
walk
sized people that
around
have
angry, pissed
Yep.
off at the world for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
They all drive big trucks that are too big for them.
Yeah.
I can't stand them.
Well,
why are they so angry?
Right. But you're right, though. It could be anybody any size. They have that syndrome where they feel
Too amped up.
Like they feel like they're getting shit on all the time. And you're just like, all I said was hi. What the hell is you fucking unload on me for? Hey, man, how you doing? Hey, man, fuck you. I'm like, sorry. So, yeah. Well, I mean, remember years ago we actually had, we were at work at, we had a director, assistant director.
I was thinking of him. Right
Well,
now. Oh my god.
Little man syndrome.
How's it going, guys?
How's it going? Doing good. Doing good.
And it's funny because
Compensating
As soon as you
voice.
said that, I
Yeah.
thought about him.
and we have one of our fellow taller Joey. Nobody knows who it is. Tall, but Joey was always like he's always mentioning like how tall I was and how short he was in comparison. I was like, what? Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's weird because it was really weird. Like, hey, tall guy, how you doing? And he's like, fine. But yeah, he was the prime
That's
example
horrible.
of little man syndrome. Was even to me, I wanted to take him to the side. I'm like, come here, buddy, come here. Let me talk to you. It's all right. It's good. You're good, man.
The world's not against
the
you.
world's not against you. You don't
It's
have
not
to get
about
that
the
fucking
outside.
angry.
It's about the inside.
Exactly. So
That goes for a lot of things.
Is that tucked or untucked?
You went left or went right.
Mine's usually left. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh. He's going to put that in his notes. Okay. Thanks to the left.
Is this gonna make it to the cut?
No. Okay. Well, never mind. Okay. But anyways, but yes. Now, did you have anybody in mind when you? And not that I want you to say who it is, or just in general.
In general, it's just going around and just when I'm driving, I see people like, oh, look at this lifted truck, and then I go park, guy gets out, and guys.
Or they
What
par-
else you got? What else? What
Or
else
they or
angers
they
you?
or they
Well,
part. Hey,
people with hair, people with long hair.
I was gonna say that.
That's all slicked back, and the.
What
and
about the people who park
the
backwards?
sides are faded
Yeah,
very
yeah.
well.
There we go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, and people who do that with their hair, brush their own hair.
All
with
those
their
type of
hands.
people, the little man syndrome, the hair thing, they all park backwards too. There we go.
Hey.
Third time's a charm, there, big guy. What else you got?
That's right.
I want to know. Fuck the rants for us. I want to know what's rant. Come on, vent. What else you got? Hair, short people.
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
You're my friend.
People who are by the soundboard all the time, pressing buttons like their nipples.
That's funny. People whose names begin with B. Fuck those people. You're like, what the hell?
I love you.
My name starts with B. All right, hold on.
No, not your gamer tag, buddy. Actually, it starts with M because it's Mister. Mr. Buttermilk, right?
You guys call me Buttermilk all the time.
And well, we shorten it up. Yeah. I want to be so formal with you, but that's your name on there, right? Mr. Signore Buttermilk.
Senor Buttermilk.
That's right.
Good name.
I
It's
kid.
Mr. Buttermilk. It is.
I love you, smooth balls.
That's
I
right.
love you, smooth balls.
Sure. Jesus.
He loves your smooth balls, and he,
lay down
and he
the-
loves your
the
smooth balls.
pamphlet.
That's right. And he loves those smooth balls.
Smooth as balls around.
Ew. Oh. Okay. All right. So, you got a rant?
No, I'm happy.
That's good. So it happens sometimes. Sometimes like, hey, I had a rant. So, my rant's just about ESPN in general. There's just some certain aspects I can't. ESPN, and I'm not talking about like the actual one that showed the sports stuff, just the actual crew on there. It's just overdone. I mean, 20 years
I
ago, it was
stopped
cool.
watching
It was,
ESPN.
yeah, I did a long time ago. So when it's on the bar, we have to watch it and stuff. And all the people on there, they're always going for the same funny, and I guess they want to be entertaining, but they don't have to be the same person. Everybody's trying to go for the same, what's his name? The dude that passed away, Booyah! And they're always trying to do his,
Cool as the other side of the pillow.
yeah, I can't remember.
Stuart Scott?
Stuart
Thank you.
Scott, yeah. They're all trying to be Stuart Scott, and those guys at the very beginning that started all that were just funny. And they're all trying to do the same thing, and it's just like, stop. And one of the things I was watching yesterday, and that's why I sort of wrote this down, I'm like, and I can't stand the word everyone starts using now. It's the fire word is sauce. That drives me nuts, dude. I fucking hate it. Everybody, what's the sauce? Oh, and then now the ESPN, the fantasy, I'm watching the fantasy.
What are the
hot
cool
sauce
kids say?
or the mild sauce or this. I'm like, dude, what is with the fucking word sauce? Stop. I'm sorry, I'm all spitting shit. Just I'm getting angry. Well, and this goes, I think,
But
for
where
any
else you
kind
gonna watch your sports?
NFL Network if I want any updates.
little- okay.
Yeah,
All right. Yeah.
because I'm mainly and I know last time we had the episode, I was a big sports fan. I'm more of just a football fan. I don't mind other sports. Actually, I like the Golden Knights and the hockey's is coming through. But if I watch anything, I always go out straight to I'll go to NFL Network or I'll just go on a Bleacher Report app and I can get all my news from that really good. I don't. Only reason why I watch ESPN is because it's on at work. I do like certain shows on there, you know, and NFL Live and that's fine on there. But everything else, I don't. Any of the broadcasters on there, you know who I really want to punch in the face is Chris Berman. Yeah, I just want to punch him right in the fucking
Stumbling,
face. Yeah, oh, if I have to hear that one more, yeah, boom. I
old
don't
school.
like. I can't. No, like I said, it's just old. I can't listen
Look
to
at
it
him.
anymore.
No hair.
That's right.
Tall man.
And Chris Berman
loves the guy.
No, just Chris Berman's stupid fat face. I just want him for.
Man.
Yeah,
Oh, he just Matthew Broderick him, huh?
I just Matthew Broderick him.
hate that
Exactly.
guy. Matthew
Yeah.
Broderick.
Fucking
That's
hate
it.
that guy.
But at least I got a reason. He never gave. He just.
Yeah, he never
I
gave
thought
a
you have
good
to have a
reason,
reason.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like a bitch.
Yeah.
Ruin the
There we
line.
go.
Ruin the
Yeah.
line for me.
It's so weird,
Traumatized
but,
his
hey,
childhood.
you know,
I don't like him.
yeah, you don't like Matthew Broderick. I don't like Chris Berman. So, and he doesn't like anybody.
Anyone under
The
6
haters
feet,
gonna
anyone under
hate.
6 feet, I hate.
Go fuck yourself.
Alien abduction. All them.
Yeah, so yeah. So that was mine. ESPN in the term sauce. I don't. It's like the Bye Felicia thing. It's
Well,
overdone.
yeah.
It's like stop.
Fire.
Fire. Everybody's saying that, and then you know, kids out there. When the main media, mainstream got it, the word's out already,
Yeah.
and they fucking they love the word sauce,
older
and
folks
it just
start
keeps
using
building
it.
and building. Yeah. Certain shit just angers us, and
I think that's salsa in Spanish.
ooh,
Sauce?
it's caliente.
Yeah, caliente.
Well, it's just
Try harder.
hot.
The white
No,
guy beats you.
caliente is hot.
Yeah.
That reminds me more of sauce.
Hot sauce. Caliente.
Caliente.
He got serious. Like, motherfucker, you just got schooled. And that's been our Spanish lesson for today.
Caliente.
Caliente.
I am half Hispanic. I don't know which half it is, but yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. It was weird
From Texas.
finding out.
They're all
Tejas, Chicanos. Yes, that's what it said.
Sauce is made in old El Paso. New
That's
York
right.
City.
New York City. Get a rope. Thank you.
Ooh.
All right, man. Hey, I think our topic is pretty big. So why don't we just kind of start diving into that now? Exactly. Huge. That's right. Just lay it out on the table. No, don't. Keep it tucked. No, tuck it. Just flailing on the wind. That's right. Yes. Okay. So before we get into any of the our favorites, what is your thoughts on aliens in general? What do you good or bad when you hear somebody mention aliens, or what is your basic thoughts on it? Believer, non-believer? You don't know?
Believer.
Okay.
I believe they exist. I don't believe the stories.
Right. I'm kind of
I don't
more in
believe
line with
I don't believe
you.
people have really been abducted or they came down.
There's been over 3.5 million people
Right.
that have thrown out alien abduction
Right.
stories.
So we were talking a little earlier before we all got started, and you talked about what was the guy that you were bringing up? His name?
Travis Welling
Anyways, but you said
or something.
you want to believe him, but he looks like a crackhead, and that's my problem with most people who talk
I
about
was
this
out
stuff.
shooting deer
Yes.
out
Right.
in the country with my brother.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
this
Yeah.
big golden light shone down upon us.
Yeah, and you're just so most people.
How much moonshine
right,
were they drinking
exactly.
before that?
There's
Right.
he's on Joe Rogan. There's a movie about the guy. I mean,
So?
you're right.
And it's
Joe
not like,
Rogan.
and
Here
this
we
is
go.
not an attack on like Southerners. This is about people who are just. This is not so. These are just people who just kind of like you said. He's like a few screws loose, almost like right. And so it's always seems like somebody or the people who come up are ones like the weirdest fucking. I'm like, why would aliens go to the? Well, maybe that's why because they would know they'd be more acceptable. Be the weirdest motherfuckers in the world. They're like, hey, go spread our message. Okay.
I
I
got abducted by an alien on my way here today.
That's right.
They gave me the cans and can't do on the show about aliens.
That's right.
I can't tell you guys about how every president we had was an alien. Queen Elizabeth is an alien.
Okay, so that's a good
Tom
one.
Cruise is an alien.
Okay, so now are we talking aliens? Or now there's another subject, or the lizard people, which are aliens technically. But there's a whole group of people who think most everybody who's famous or presidents are all like actual lizard people, and I forget the name of them, but they're actually lizard people, which I guess would be technically aliens.
I can't tell you, but I'll tell
Yes,
you anyways.
it's a big thing, and we don't go into anything political, but a lot of that's backed up by all that stupid political conspiracy groups that the only reason I'm mentioning that is because it's a alien thing that people think that there's actual aliens, invested or
Some
just
people think it's
infiltrated.
Illuminati, some people think it's aliens.
Right,
lizard
exactly.
people.
Yeah, exactly.
They've
So
been here
it goes
1,000
that deep.
years.
I mean, it goes that into it. Like I think with buttermilk, I think it's a strong chance it should be if anybody's actually got in contact with them, or which I think they've shown. I don't know, but the
Well, the
stories,
government just recently has
has acknowledged that.
that.
Well, they acknowledged that there's been aerial phenomena that they don't know who it came from.
I'll take it. But look at all the people-
UFO is unidentified flying
Yeah.
object. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean it's an alien. Just means like, hey, we
Right,
did.
right,
Can't
right. They get
explain
that
Something,
mistaken.
why.
yeah, that's fine. Give
Yeah.
me something.
Can't explain
Yeah.
why.
Give me
It's
something.
just-
Right. So I know that
But it's been going on forever. Remember sightings, unsolved mysteries.
yeah, exactly.
Well, there's a
Forever.
bunch of money in that. Of course, if people are gonna watch it, they can
Always.
sell
People
it.
are
They can make
confused.
money
They
off
the
it. They're
unexplained.
So usually, like on a conspiracy theory, like they say the alien, that government wants to, not tell everybody about it, and government's on the road because some people are freaking out. At least, so when I look at a conspiracy theory, which I don't believe basically all of them, I always think of like, okay, what is the reasoning for? They always say the government. What is the reasoning why the government would do this? Okay, this would make sense to me. The government didn't want you to know about aliens because they don't want you freaking out. And plus, they also think like, well, if we can get technology from them, we could be ahead of this. And I go, okay, you know what? That actually makes sense. So that's one. So usually conspiracy theorists, people are saying like, and not picking on anybody, the flat earthers, I'm like, what is the reasoning why they wouldn't fucking tell us? Why would they tell us a circle when it's not? That doesn't make any sense. There's no benefit to that. So why would that be? And they're like, well, about control. Control for what? We're going to find out. I mean, anyway. So
Matthew Broderick, flat earthers.
Right.
Same people.
So, but you get what I'm saying, right? If you give me a conspiracy theory, I want it to make sense. Why would somebody stop this
I
information
don't
coming
think
out?
aliens give us that kind of technology. They see how self-destructive
Right.
we are.
Well, but
I do believe
but-
the Roswell and the whole New Mexico, like the Area 51, like that. I do believe that something crashed, and I believe the government was like, "Well, what can we do with this?"
Yeah, right.
And
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
secret.
Right. Exactly. And then that goes back and forth. And the way the paper came out, which, the paper could just jump out and the original first paper said, hey, we got an actual spaceship. And then the next day. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. It's with the balloon. And had a picture of the guy with the balloon all like, like, hey, it's just a balloon.
You went to a 99-cent store, got some aluminum.
Look, now it's a
foil.
dog, and now it's a giraffe. So and that would be one of the more, actually the most famous one is the Roswell one, and I'm sure everybody loves that one.
Everyone knows that one.
We had a waitress used to work with us a while ago, and she was from Roswell, and I'll tell you this exactly
Her
afterwards.
eyes glowed at night.
Right, exactly. She used to levitate, and it was really weird, and she would talk in
see.
tongues. That's right.
Huh?
Yeah, you know what? Never mind.
That was it. Okay. So I asked her one time, and we talked about Roswell. I'm like, hey, I go, so what about how's all the alien thing going over there? And she's like, she kind of looked at me like, what? And she goes, oh yeah, the alien stuff. She goes, yeah, that's there. It brings a tourist in. So even she was kind of like, wait, what? Like it took her a second, and I don't know if it's just her and she didn't want to talk about it because I'm sure if you're from Roswell, that's all ever. Why wouldn't you? Because there's nothing else in Roswell. I'm sorry, Roswell. I've never been
Have you
there.
guys ever gone to Roswell?
No.
No.
I went one time.
Okay. How big of a town is it, by the way?
Well, I didn't go to the town. I went
Okay.
to the desert by Area 51 to go four-wheeling and just go camping.
Okay.
And when I went, everyone said, just wait. We'll be here for 30 minutes. And all of a sudden, you'll see Hummers, Humvees, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're going to watch us. No shit. And I'm like 16, 17 years old. And we're just out there doing
But this
our
is
thing.
Area 51. That's not Roswell.
Well, in the area, it's same thing. Roswell. It's,
Well, Roswell's in New Mexico.
Yeah.
okay. Well, Roswell and Area 51.
Okay, you're about to. Okay, I
It's
should
the
say.
same
Anyway,
story.
well, anyway, that's a cool story though. The
The
51
alien
is.
crashed in Roswell. and
So
then
you
they
went to
made
by
us
Area
look at
51
it
and,
like
and
it's
they came
Area
out. Basically,
They-
those black.
and the story.
Yeah, like 6 people. There's a camper, a couple four-wheelers, not doing anything wrong. And you would see all these Humvees, and they're watching us with binoculars.
Right.
So they're, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Is it? Well, I think in that area they just always do like they have like a military stuff there that they're secret stuff that they're doing, but
It is a military.
it is
base.
military and yeah,
It's-
exactly.
You
So
wanna know
people.
who's close by.
But if I want to go to Nellis with a buddy and go to their supermarket that's tax-free, I can walk right in, no problem.
Yeah, but they're not doing any secret programs there. I guess with it,
Not that we know of.
top class,
Not that we know of.
highly classified. I would think at one point that they probably did have stuff. If they did alien stuff, but they moved a long time ago because everybody's key to it now. So why would you just like, you know what? We can just move it over here.
I guarantee you, if the 3 of us went out there just for shits and giggles with
Shit.
the camera,
We wouldn't
you
be come
would-
back. We would never
we'd get
see us
watched.
again.
We would get watched.
Oh, big time. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, of course, because that's top.
We're not shooting
aircrafts
guns.
and exactly.
We're not being weird. We're just out there with a camera. We're just
Yeah, so they want
3
they don't want
amigos
that.
hanging
Exactly.
out, caliente, sauce.
But just think about, as much as you, not that you're joking, that much you kind of say that, there's people that actually go and do it all the time. So they're trying to always have to kind of push people out. And,
Remember on the internet when everyone had that raid Area 51
Yes.
push going?
oh,
through?
yeah, exactly. But not that many people showed up,
Yeah,
actually.
it was a bust.
It was a
just,
total bust. But I'm thinking, man, right, because that's a good way to get shot. It says right there, you will be shot. That's a good way to go get shot. So it's basically like, hey,
But no one's ever been shot though. At the same time,
How do you know? Have you looked that up?
don't you think we'd hear about it
No.
how would we hear about it?
if big old rant or whatever? On
Here's
the
something to look
internet
at. I wonder if you could check away. There's people, like single or a couple or two people, not a big group, have ever gone there and just never been like, say, hey, we're going out this area and just never been heard from again.
Like the Bermuda Triangle just disappeared.
Yeah. I wonder if that's happened. I mean, and like you
Bag
said,
over
we
the
totally
head,
hear about it.
throw in the
Would
back of
we?
the van.
You don't know what we're
Yeah,
going to
they're
fucking
test
hear about it or
subjects.
not.
There you go.
I don't think they'd go that. I don't think they'd go that extreme. But if they really wanted you to disappear,
There's always one that gets away.
there's always one
There was an
that's away.
Indian massacre that happened,
Yeah.
and they massacred everyone but one person.
Yeah.
I guess he was taking like a dump or somewhere. Or whatever.
Yeah.
And he went into the Colorado. He went to that governor of the territories, and he told him.
Yeah.
So there's always one person. There's
Yeah.
always one that you
Wasn't
miss.
there like one
That's one person with a loose screw.
one person in the Alamo, right? There's like
something? Yeah,
something
there's
like
always
that.
one. So I mean, like,
Not
if you
exactly
just-
one, but there was like a few people in the end that got
One of us would get away.
Whoever runs faster, whoever runs faster.
I got hair. I'd make it.
I'm gonna trip the both of you. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
I'm gonna running. I'm like, dude, look, there's Jeter. They're like, where? And I'm like, where?
The Yankees play here.
And I'll be like, dude, look, there's Matthew Project. Fuck that motherfucker. I'm out of here.
Damn.
He gets tackled. I'm like, suck it.
I would shoot him.
Yeah, once you stop to shoot him, they they come and got you. But that's freaking cool. What other okay, so Roswell, that's like I said, that's one of the most famous ones and stuff. And we're not gonna dive too deep into it, man. If you get into that kind of stuff, you can always look it up and stuff and everything. But that's definitely one of the more famous ones about a crash of aliens and supposedly little alien bodies that they recovered and the spaceship and stuff. And then they came later on, so it's a weather balloon and whatever happened, we don't know. And there's also obviously a lot of movies that are made off of I forget the movie The Fourth Kind was made about were they lumberjacks in the forest and one of them got adopted or something like that? I forget the name of those guys, but there was one about that, and then one of the guys was missing for a while and showed up later.
What was the Mel Gibson movie?
You thought
Signs?
Braveheart?
Signs.
What a girl wants?
And then the aliens were in the house. And
Oh yeah. That was a good one. Yeah, exactly. But that wasn't based off an actual. Not conspiracy theories are real or not, but
It's creepy.
One that's I always say it's really based, but was named after was a Battle of Los Angeles.
yes, and that one's interesting.
Yeah,
And that
when I
was
heard about that. I was like,
yeah,
wow,
and that was back
true.
during World War II, right after.
Yeah,
In fact, it
right
was like
after
a
Pearl
few
Harbor, I believe.
weeks or days after the Pearl Harbor bombing. So we were all on high alert, thinking like, "Well, shoot, they're going to come for the mainland next." So they see
less than
something.
3 months after Pearl
Yeah,
Harbor.
there we go. They saw something coming towards a UFO, basically coming towards the coast, and they just let loose because they're like, "Shit, they're coming, and we're getting bombed," So they just and they have those the still pictures of the fucking night sky just blowing up.
floodlights, spotlights, whatever, all shining, all lit up on this
in one little
object.
area, exactly, and they just let
Think
loose.
about it, an entire base is firing on this one object.
Oh yeah, they were ready to go.
And they didn't even take it down.
No,
So, man, so that just leaves me wondering, like, what if that would have been like an enemy, like the Japanese or the Nazis crossing
Yeah.
Pacific?
Oh, yeah.
Who knows?
They couldn't take down that one ship, and
Aliens
everyone's
and
focused on that one ship, and they couldn't take it down.
well,
And then they
supposedly
later say
it
it's a
was
weather
an
balloon.
alien ship, right?
I was like, yeah.
And they couldn't take down the weather balloon.
weather
balloon.
Well, so I'm thinking this. Right, exactly. It's like a big dog. It's a big snake.
Paint me a bicycle.
Yeah, exactly. But if it was an alien aircraft, of course they couldn't take it down. It's there. I mean, they're so much superior than us. They
Yeah.
would just be like, look at these motherfuckers. They're throwing fucking sparklers at it. Basically, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that one was a good one. And that one's what did I forget what the government came out and said. It said it's a weather balloon, right?
So it was a weather balloon. They ended up.
But other than that, they never really found out, or they didn't tell us.
What about Stonehenge?
Stonehenge is always linked to
Pyramids.
aliens, yeah. Pyramid,
Certain technology from back in that time that we have no idea.
So they go
about.
to those pictures. You always watch the ancient aliens, and they always have like those old photos, and they say there's a UFOs in them. Which
star from the
I don't
sky,
know.
the
See, in that one, right? I don't know if these ancient artists are just trying to depict like planets or depict like because they always draw like the celestial gods. It could be
of course. Who
Greek gods. It
knows?
could be one of those. It doesn't exactly mean it was an alien, but it is interesting. A lot of them have some really weird looking stuff that we correlate today to like UFOs or aliens or something, weird beings that they put on their hieroglyphics or whatever the hell it is. So that's always up for debate, and I'm sure most scientists are like, it's not.
No, there's some out there. Some
But there's
kooky
other ones out there.
motherfuckers.
Oh, so speaking about weirdos, so all those ancient aliens in those Discovery channels, they always have that one scientist guy that his hair's always up.
Oh yeah.
I'm not to my wife. I'm like,
Alien.
this is one of the problems.
Hi.
Yeah, he's always like,
If
oh,
the moon
like
was
he's
made
high.
of ketchup,
He's like, hi, like-
would you eat the moon? Wait,
He's like, holy shit, my high. Oh, wow. Right. So I'm like, okay, I get that you should have your own look, but like, why do you look like the highest motherfucker in the world trying to tell us about aliens? I'm like, dude.
Because I'll take mushrooms and I go out and look at the stars.
There is so
He just
many
rolled around his
aliens.
camper van. And just
I've been
started an
abducted
interview.
so many. You know how many probes that have had my butt since yesterday?
So here's a
Yeah.
fun fact. A lot of people that say they've seen aliens, that once they see the first one, they have multiple experiences with aliens.
Yeah. Like the alien's gonna
Like they've
keep
been
going.
tagged by the aliens.
Yeah,
Like, all right, we're
like a cow or an animal, they get tagged and then they go back and go back. They're like, well, on this date I saw this.
Yeah,
and then
right.
like 3 years later they came back
Yeah.
from it.
what makes you so damn special? Aliens are gonna
I was gonna say, and then the aliens, you just do it once and good. Like, we're good. You know, I just want to stay friends, and I'll call you, don't call us, kind of thing.
Here's
Yeah.
another thing. How about all the
You know, don't phone
yeah,
us.
yeah,
don't
we're good.
phone us.
how about the farm animals that are found
Those are
surgically
weird.
with brains?
That's
and
weird. They
things
still haven't
removed?
technically been able to
Recently,
explain
2
that.
weeks ago, there was some shit on
Yeah.
the news.
So and they always say, well, okay, just natural causes. I'm like, okay, I can see maybe one, but the thing with natural causes is these cuts they always say are perfectly.
Precise.
It looks like I'm like, okay, I can see maybe one or two of all those thousands like naturally just happen. It just happened to be that way, but as many as they've had,
It's just like a
as
Jack
many
the
as weird
Ripper.
shit.
I think Jack the Ripper just came through.
The Black
and
Dahlia.
Right, exactly. Anyways, yeah, so that's unexplained. That doesn't happen. The crop circles, which are kind of dumb, but
It's kind of cool too, though.
no, and I say dumb in the fact that
I can draw a
it's
picture
something.
of someone with a lawnmower can go out there in 5 hours and make that.
Right, that's what I said. That's what I'm saying is dumb, is that someone could actually physically do it, but sometimes they say the time frame in which it happens is pretty extraordinary. It almost happens overnight. Where some of these things are fucking ginormous
And precise.
and precise. That's the thing that gets me. I'm like, okay, guys could. Years ago, there came out. There was like two old guys said, "Oh yeah, we did it." I'm like, you guys did it overnight. This huge fucking thing. Like you said, this thing is precise and it's massive.
It takes like 2 or 3 days.
And sometimes they happen in multiple. No, granted, they could be groups of people go out and like, and they happen in more places of the country at once, like on one night. And they can be get together, and they could be people. I don't know why they would,
They
but they
could
could be
map
doing
it out at first. Like
Yeah.
they just set up like
But
little
Okay.
even a 3D
poles and
printer can't
tapes
build a
and
house
say,
in a
Right.
day.
Okay, so let's say it is. There's someone doing it, and they do it, and there's groups of it. Why? Why would you? There's been doing
the
it forever.
attention.
What attention? They're not. There's nothing. So usually,
Because
if I do
people
something,
are sick.
right?
Look at the guy in the
That's
Bigfoot
true.
suit that's like hunching around. Like, shut up.
How's the
Man,
Bigfoot?
Bigfoot
How's the
suit,
Bigfoot going?
Is Bigfoot an alien?
No, it's some crackhead country white guy in a Bigfoot
Hey,
suit.
that's to do with alien abduction.
We're always in the forest, ready to go.
Hey, come on,
No, you don't ever see like a couple hood motherfuckers like, yo, let's go dress a Bigfoot. It's true.
Right, they got better stuff to
It's
do.
true. It's always like,
Yeah,
hey,
exactly. Yeah.
Wilmer, get the straws.
They're bored.
Let's go.
They can't afford Xboxes. What's going on in the country?
There it is.
Or PlayStation. Right. So,
True.
It's
so like,
true.
right. So these groups of people doing it.
Let's go
It's
do
those
a crop
circles.
circle.
Yeah, the crop circle's been going on
Bullshit.
forever now. It's been like 40
Some
years now.
crackhead white guy with a meth lab that's
Yeah, exactly.
true.
Right. So that's when I said that one's dumb, because that one's so like, it could be. It could be people, but at this point, after this many years and they haven't come out yet, I was like, well, why are we doing this? I mean, what the fuck is the point? That's a lot of time and effort to do that. That's not easy. I mean, for them, I mean, maybe to map it out is fine, but to go out and actually do it, unless they have an actual.
This might be reaching. I think if it is a human being,
Right.
it's some crackheads living in a cabin
Right.
or aliens.
Right. Yeah, possibly. Never
or
know.
the predator.
Or they say like
Predator.
they say the government is studying animals. I'm like, they'd buy their own damn animals.
shit.
Well, why would they go and steal other people? They can buy their own animals. Why? Yeah. Like, you know what? We
It's either
could
some
buy
sick Fs.
all these animals in the country, but why do that when we go fuck with Farmer Bob's fucking cows?
See,
I mean,
Farmer
it doesn't-
Bob.
Yeah, exactly. So
Or
it doesn't
Farmer
make
Jamal.
sense. Farmer Jamal. You never know. Yeah, whatever farmer. Exactly.
Am I wrong?
What are you asking?
Yeah.
But I'm like,
I don't know. Let me check my hood.
Canceled.
invoices.
Sorry.
so one of my favorite theories is and I have a few of them. I like the theory that the aliens are us from the future coming back to check on us. I like that.
I've never heard that.
They say so. Some people, some theories, and
Interesting.
Yeah, and not like I say, I'm not saying I believe it, but these are the ones I like. When I hear them, like, oh, that would be cool. That it's basically us from the future coming back, checking on us, sometimes helping us when we need it. It's like, oh, you know what? They probably need help here. Maybe we can help boost this. But it's basically us in the future coming back with our advanced technology, just checking in on like sightseeing. Like, oh, look, man, there's a fucking pyramids, and hey, look at these assholes. They're fucking riding, and oh, look at the so it's us looking at us.
I don't believe that at all.
No.
And
I think the galaxy and the universe is so big. I think it's something out there.
Yeah, there has to be something else.
With some
out
like
there.
whoop, spaceship and
I don't know until we actually see an alien. We don't know. I mean, how about and I asked the wife about this one. This is another one. How about that we're just experiments to the aliens? We were actually started by the aliens, which is another theory, and that they come and check on us to see how we're growing. We're basically a little petri dish of the sea monkeys, and they watch us grow and watch us get
That's
bigger.
the Predator story.
Yeah.
Basically, they use us to harvest.
Well, they
make more aliens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Predator, they wanted to hunt us and stuff.
xenomorphs.
Us, we're just an experiment. They just want to keep track on us.
They
Yeah.
were using
I see
humans
that
to-
more than
to
us in
harvest
the
to make
future.
the xenomorphs.
That's why earlier, supposedly, the ancient aliens came and helped us move it along a little bit. Hey, let's give them a little bump so they can kind of get civilized and stuff, and a little more. And
those
it has-
pyramids weren't supposed to be like if you
hasn't helped.
Technology today. I mean, like you have people with straws and lifting blocks on their back. Like that,
See, right, and I think
scientists are there's no way possible. Blah, blah, blah.
so. To think about
The preciseness of every little
the
detail
past
and
few
geometry.
years, they think the technology from humans, I think we're way more advanced than they thought we were at first. Because we're finding stuff that, like, oh, humans run around like, more than 15,000 years ago. Now they're finding stuff like 50,000, 100,000 years ago of stuff that civilizations. So it could be a part that we were a lot more advanced than we thought at one point, and stuff could happen. I'm just saying, as another, and that seems more likely than, and like I said, I'm not discounting aliens, and aliens coming out and helping us, that we were advanced, and then maybe at some point something happened where we lost a lot of that. We could have
the first
movie
Xbox
Stargate?
came out. Just
right, and everything went downhill. Exactly, right. The first nudie mag came out.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Nudie magazine day. Nudie magazine day.
So we're gonna go ahead and build these pyramids. Hey, are those boobs over there? Holy shit! Look at that! And they get distracted.
I love boobs.
Easy.
That'll be our next episode. Oops.
Favorite boobs. Now I like that left one, but the right one totally sucks. But the right one on her is not too bad. Exactly.
That'd be a fun episode.
The Angelina Jolie boob.
Talk about
Angelina
being
Jolie.
canceled. That would be canceled. Yes.
Who was the Jay and Silent Bob female? The titties. She hooked up with Jay.
You think Katie Boo Boo fuck? Is that the one?
Yes.
I don't know who the actress is. I
Nice
forget.
tits.
Yeah. All right. I don't remember that, but all right, that's cool.
Sorry, you guys thought.
No, that's good.
Boobs, you see
Boobs.
boobs?
I see boobs there. Yeah,
Boobs.
I see how it is. How easily we get distracted by that. All right, so another
Cute toes.
Yeah,
That will be the smooth ball solo episode. Talking
yes,
about
they're about the
toes.
favorite boobs and toes and stuff.
It's true.
You could probably make a coffee book about that and just
There you go.
There's a real story, man, about there's footfinder.com.
Oh,
I don't know anything about that except
That it
it
exists.
exists.
It's creator and founder of Smooth Balls. That's what it is.
There's a thing
Smooth
about
Balls Incorporated.
SB Inc., baby.
Okay, so how about this one for aliens? So aliens are not from, they're actually from Earth. They're not from outer space, but they're from hollow Earth. Have you heard of the hollow Earth theory?
No.
Like the center of the earth?
So there's another group of people who think underneath the Earth is hollow and is a Garden of Eden, basically. And get this, and I was reading about this because I've heard about it, but when I started reading about it, they think that, well, some people think that that's where the aliens are coming from, the advanced technology, and there's a big hole up in the North Pole that they come out, they come check on us, they go back in. Other people think, I don't know where this comes from, it's filled with Vikings and Nazis that live down in there.
There's no
I'm telling
Jamals
you,
in
I've heard about the Nazi
Garden
one, and I
of
forgot the
Eden.
Vikings.
Yeah.
But so there's a
not?
bunch of them.
I don't know.
You're racist to fucking imagine. There's no short people in the Guardian of Eden.
Short.
We're known as Oompa Loompas.
Did you guys hear about the Russian scientists that dug the deepest hole ever?
Mm-hmm.
And when they started to get to a certain point, they started to hear screams.
Yes, but that's the release of gases. I heard though that, and actually they played an audio of it, and they go, "Well, it sounds like screams, but it's the the gas is down in the rock and the way it releases and the sounds it makes it. And it does. It sounds really creepy.
It's creepy.
I've heard the audio.
It is.
Yeah.
Look that up.
Yeah, but they explain it scientifically. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. They're like, because we're getting to hell. I'm like, no, I mean, you're not gonna. Hell is not physically. And
okay, well, you just said there's Nazis and Vikings in the middle of the earth.
No, he said
that's a theory. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Right? I'm reading stuff. Yeah, exactly.
I threw my theory.
He believes people from the future are checking out.
So so that
with
breaks
our
up.
powers combined.
That's a good right. Well, that's a good thing with the screams and though. And I remember saw that too, and I heard
creepy.
It's creepy, and then you read it, I'm like, okay. Even when I know what the reason is, it's still creepy sounding. It's still like, that doesn't sound right.
So you heard it?
Oh yeah, I heard it because I saw that and heard it and stuff. Yeah, but that's the gas.
I had to turn it off. I was like, that's weird.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, but there's people call hollow earthers. You know, they have flat earthers. There's hollow earthers, and they believe that it's hollow underneath.
How about those people that live under the streets of Vegas?
So geez, those are remember the old movie Chud? Those are Chuds.
I don't know what that is.
It's an old movie where people live underneath the streets and they're like
Vegas?
monsters. No, not Vegas. It's just in general live underneath and they're it's called Chud. Old 80s horror flick. It's really weird. Exactly. I forget what it stands for.
Toxic Avengers.
That's what I was thinking. Toxic
exactly.
Avengers.
Or have you ever watched Futurama? Remember they have the whole civilization Futurama that live underneath.
Crap.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's where like Journey to the Center of the Earth and stuff. That kind of theory comes from because in the center it's just. But basically, they're saying that's where the aliens coming from. I'm like, okay, so Hollow Earthers are right. Why would they be so much more advanced that much more advanced than us? And
when it comes to all this stuff, there's a world of science and the world of mystical.
So where did they get their sunlight from?
Oh! So the supposedly that the core of the Earth is their little mini sun they have in there. And that's where I'm glad you asked it because I forgot to mention it. Yeah.
How's all this lit?
Yes, it's always sunny. Always sunny and Hollow Earth. Always sunny and Hollow Earth. That's gonna be our new series. Sorry, we'll have to get permission from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Always Sunny in Hollow Earth. I think we just made it. Hey, I'm gonna copyright that. All right. So the good thing, and we talked earlier about, and this is some more of the out stuff that I had heard, of the government and stuff, and how the government and people are like, well, they don't believe the government would hide something or anything. I'm like, well, what about like Project Blue Book? They had all these Project Grudge. Well, these were actual government things in the 60s that they sent out to investigate. And Project Blue Book lasted for years. They were trying to look, and then at the very end, they're like, no, there's nothing there. But
I think the government in the 50s, 60s, 70s, they could hide more stuff, and now we live in an age of the internet.
Information is right at our fingertips.
I mean, it's still hiding it.
But it's
Of
also
course.
a lie.
If it is out there, if it is true,
It's
they're still
easier
hiding
to
it.
find things. It's harder to hide stuff nowadays. They still can.
They still can, but it is let me some more difficult. Well, so all these other, and I'm trying to remember the, I got them right here. So there's so they had Project Blue Book, they had Project Grudge, I think it is, and I'm sorry guys, I had a list of this shit that it's Project Serpo, Project Sign. All these were little. They kept reassigning it. I guess different groups of people would take over, and they're looking for signs of what the UFOs are, if there are any aliens. And obviously, they always came down like, nope, there's nothing going on. And then they put off. But that was a lot of time and effort they put into that. And I know they made a movie on Netflix or is it Hulu called Project Blue Book about the two scientists or the one scientist and military guy who went out looking. It was actually a pretty good series. And I'd like to get their thoughts, like their true thoughts on what they found and what they thought about it. I know a lot of stuff they're just like, yeah, these people are whack, but there's got to be some stuff.
What about Skinwalker Canyon?
That's a good series. I do like that a lot. And the problem with, nowadays watching anything on TV is like, how much of this are they souping up and how much is it going to be real? So you almost want to believe, but then it's going outside the, it starts going too far out and like, okay, this is no.
But there's got to be something with Skinwalker Canyon. There's enough.
It's always enough
things.
stories
There's
going on
enough
there.
Stories.
The original stories from the people who lived there in the 90s was crazy stuff. I've read some of that stuff and I was
What
listening.
if we went out to Skinwalker Canyon?
We're not allowed.
Oh, we
It's
can't
all
go?
closed up. No, you can't. It's owned by
Indians.
No. It's owned by
Native Americans.
the guy you watched Skinwalker Ranch. The guy who Native Americans. What's his name? You watched the series documentary, right? The 2-season documentary. Oh, there's an actual documentary that came out recently.
I've seen a bunch of YouTube videos of it.
It's almost. I think he's a billionaire. He owns it, and it's all. Yeah.
Yes, I have.
You'd have to, and he's not letting anybody in there. I mean, it's all blocked off.
You get taken over by the skinwalkers.
But what's weird, what you talk about Native Americans,
lizard man.
Native Americans, a whole area all the way around it is owned all by Native Americans. For some reason, it's just that little block there is just owned by.
So you can't investigate like how people could?
No,
like
you
Ghost
can't.
Adventures and other.
Yeah, they'd have to get permission to go in Skinwalker
Said
Ranch.
there were giants in that canyon.
But what if we got permission?
Good luck. I mean, you can go. I mean, you go do it, but I don't know if this
What do
dude.
you mean you? This is a we. This is a team.
Right. I'm saying,
So it's
okay,
like
you
with
or
guns and
we,
it's the fastest
or
man.
can ask. I'm just saying, in other words, whoever
Survival
can
of the
ask.
This is a guide trip.
I don't think this guy's just letting anybody in, basically, what I'm doing. I mean, Ghost
But we're
Adventures is
not
one thing, but
anybody.
Ghost
We're
Adventures
the
is huge.
PGS.
Exactly, right. So I'm just saying, yeah. I don't know if they just let anybody go in there. I'm like, yeah, but we're Pimpgimpshrimp. It's like, oh, why don't you guys fucking say so? Come on in.
Jay Leno got nothing.
That's
on
right,
us.
yeah.
You never know.
Then later on, he'd be going like, we have a complaint. One of the ghosts said you touched him. It's like,
Somebody again, his feet touched. We don't know.
he said he
I
got
like
his
his
feet
shoes,
touched.
man. I wanted
Some
to know
ghost
the
shoes?
material.
Man, where'd you get those? Holy shit, those are nice.
Those are nice. God, have you guys felt these?
I'm like,
tucked away,
They're so
nice.
smooth.
well,
Fuck
dude,
you.
You're not touching his ghost shoes. That's not his ghost shoes. It feels so nice and
The
smooth.
infrared, I thought, just the hot section.
Are these
not an
shoes?
infrared
Are
camera?
these shoes getting bigger? I'm like, no, that's not his shoes.
It's getting caliente in here.
Yeah. So there's another story that I think one of the very first abduction ones, Betty and Barney Hill, back in the 80s.
Talking about the Flintstones?
Yeah, no, that's the Rebels. Yeah,
Rebels. Oh.
Betty, Barney,
Samsonite.
yeah, Samsonite,
Way off.
Slappy. That's right. No, you never heard of it. They're like the first known abduction story. So it was back in the late early 60s, 61
Probably
September.
Unsolved Mysteries, I'm sure.
And they were saying that's they were driving home one night and they said they got abducted. They lost 2 hours, and they talked about this lights that were following them. The last thing they could remember, and then they lost a
I've
couple
heard
hours.
that
Yes,
story.
you've had to. It's one of their
I've
famous
heard-
stories. It's one of the original abduction stories when it started coming out. And obviously, people talk about when
Sounds
you
like
start
some
getting
Mothman shit.
yeah, right. And they start getting into the story like, these people are really weird, and it's kind of hard to. They always have to say that government likes to overload information stuff and start discrediting people, or they just start. They're the ones that get all the weird people out there, like, I've been abducted. Like, yeah, let's get this guy, this supposed drug user, and get him all hopped up and make him think he got abducted. So people look at him like, oh, this guy, he fucking thinks he's abducted too.
That was
And
smart that you brought that. I thought about bringing mine. It's in the car.
He's watching porn right now. That's what he's doing.
I'd be watching porn.
I'm on only toes right now.
Just whatever you do, don't show him that baby toe because he'll go fucking nuts.
Done.
God damn. We weren't supposed to talk about that kind of stuff today.
Baby toes?
Canceled.
Like a pinky toe. Pinky toe.
toe.
Yes,
Thank
sorry.
you.
My bad, pinky
Jesus.
toe. That's right.
I'm a weirdo on the show. Hey, where's that creepy guy? Canceled.
I've got my sandals on. Where are you? What about you guys? What other theories you guys like? Those are some of the ones I found, and the ones I like the stories of it, or the aspects of it. The Hollow Earth people always interest me.
Lights in the sky.
Lights in the sky,
Different
yeah.
ships. I
Yeah.
mean, go on the internet. Last week there was weird shit. I think in Arizona.
I like lately that they have those military black and white things. You see something flying, from actual
And you
pilots
hear-
and
you
stuff.
hear the pilot and he's like,
yeah,
"What
like
the
what the
fuck?"
hell is that? That thing's those are cool to look at. And that doesn't mean aliens, but there's definitely some they don't know what the fuck it's from. And these guys are flying a high tech, jet planes. They should
Yeah.
know the new stuff out there, and it could be,
I don't think
know
they're
if
faking that. 'Cause
I
you
don't
can't-
know. Well, okay, I don't think they're faking it. But I don't know if it would be a drone, because as fast as it's going, I don't think a drone can go that fast.
No.
It could be technology
missile.
from another country, though. That one thing, we don't know what it's from. But the way that's moving, they're like, as fast as things moving, there shouldn't be anything that we humans are capable of doing, what
We've
they
seen
say.
some of those lights in the sky videos. That's like
It's some weird stuff. The only thing about, like, when they show that, like, you watch on YouTube, or there's always that couple shows like Strange Evidence, you go in. Every time someone, and this goes for, like, they catch Bigfoot, Loch Ness monsters, UFOs. Someone's filming it. They can't keep that fucking camera still. It's always like this, like, oh, fucking shit. Oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, what is wrong? Why does every fucking, and it's always grainy. I'm like, our cameras.
Well, now it's 2022.
It's
Show
everything.
me some
right,
shit.
Exactly.
Bill
And they're
Snapchat.
Give me
freaking
that
out.
fucking crackhead, Wilbur.
Yeah. And it's always fucking shaking. I'm like, okay, so obviously those ones that are shaking to me are all fake. I mean, I think most of them are fake anyways. There are some that we just don't know because people throw out so much shit. Even people who want to get notoriety or just want to do it just to do it are muddying the waters.
Yeah.
And I'm sure if there's people trying to hide it, love it. Yeah, muddy the waters. Just get this. You don't know what's going on. So even if there's stuff out there, these motherfuckers keep putting out stupid shit. And then same thing with paranormal stuff, with ghosts, with all this stuff. People who are truly trying to get something are just muddying the waters, and it goes everything that might be true. We're throwing out the window like that's another fucking fake video. That's another fake video because why not? And that's exactly
But
what
I have heard that whole EVP or whatever, like you go somewhere with a recorder.
Yeah.
And you ask questions.
Yes.
And then when you play it back.
Yeah, you can hear
out
something.
of the blue, you hear like some
Right.
yes.
Right.
Or-
And I think until it happens to you, it's kind of hard to believe.
That's fucking weird,
Right.
man. Like, explain, like.
Well, that's good too, and some
I've
of the
heard that.
right, yeah, and I've seen that too, and until that actually happens to us, I almost don't believe it until it happens. Not that I don't think it's possible.
When you hear it, when you're out there with a
Oh yeah,
recorder, and you're
exactly.
asking
That's gonna
questions
freak you the
somewhere,
fuck out.
and all of a sudden you hear like a voice, and it's just the three of us, and then
Yeah.
this fourth
Yeah,
person.
we should try something simple like that. It doesn't have to be a haunted place. We
I've
can just go
asked a
out
couple.
there
So,
and just-
a certain person from Ghost Adventures comes in my bar, and I was telling him what we were doing and whatnot, and he said, "Do everything that you're doing. Just don't any of you do anything in your own home."
Yeah.
He goes, "Because that's your safe spot." He goes, "Don't try to talk to anything. Don't do anything in your
Yeah.
home.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that,
Right.
everything applies." He goes, "If I could tell you anything, just don't do it in your house."
I've just been practicing the stuff I use, but I go by your house in the backyard and I do it over there, so I'm good.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I
As
don't.
long as it's in the backyard.
Yeah. Easy, but it's in your backyard. It's in the backyard where you live.
I saw some small,
flank
hairless alien jacking off in my backyard. And then angry. What? Caliente. Sauce.
Smell of the foot was angry.
Yes.
Yes.
No, you're never.
All right.
You're a nice guy. I've never seen you really.
Okay, well,
mad.
you said a name, but I was like, who are you talking about? Buttermilk or Smell of the Foot?
Buttermilk. Was
Okay,
angry.
good. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was watching with me.
I didn't know they had a foot channel. That's weird.
the Bermuda Triangle.
Who's that kid in my backyard?
Yeah. Smooth Balls loves that intro.
Canceled.
We refuse to use it, but he wants to use it. Bermuda Triangle. That's a good one. I like that. That one, some people say it's made by aliens. You know, that the aliens have a little vortex. There's supposed to be another one down over.
Just another dimension.
There's supposed to be another Bermuda Triangle over by Australia, I think it is, or off of New Zealand.
I didn't know.
There's a few of them. There's a few of them going around somewhere. The one we know of, just by the United States, is right off of
like
Florida.
Florida.
But those
Puerto
weird, like
Rico.
the clock circle and pilots are flying.
all the weird stories about that too, and then you have other stories like I've heard.
There
also,
was a fleet of military aircraft that flew through there and just disappeared.
right. Yeah, and it's hard to.
This was
yeah.
like back in I think 45 around World War II.
Does anything happen recently though?
No,
Was this
not
all
that I know
shit
of.
like in the 50s and
It's all
60s
shit in the
and
50s.
40s.
Now the regular people that try to think of this regular, they think it's like this area is known for a high storm, high wave that come out instantly, storms that just happen, and they think they say that's why a lot of those disappearances are from. These storms come up all of a sudden, big what do they call the water, like a funnel that shoots out like I forget what they name, like spouts or something that come out suddenly. Yeah, and then they say that it's also a high electromagnetic, which screws up with people's instruments. I'm like, so two of these things in the same area. I mean, I guess it could happen, but that's what they say in this area. That's why you get all this activity of people missing, because it's just these storms that come out of nowhere, and it doesn't matter if you're in a plane,
What a
in a
time
boat.
to be alive.
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, well, I was thinking like, oh, that's great, but why are we always flying over this fucking area then, man? It's a heavy traffic area from as far as I know. I'm like, well, wouldn't you fucking stay the hell away from that?
But I don't hear any stories now.
No, I don't either. It was big back then, so maybe I think like most of the stories are kind of a lot of times from back in the 40s,
around World
but I
War
think
II.
maybe I think a lot of it's just like bullshit. I don't know. It's hard. I mean, it's hard to. But there are stuff.
Consider
The
debunked
Kraken.
then.
Yeah.
They-
Well,
Moby
no,
Dick.
exactly. They've been never debunked. I mean, I don't, because we don't know. How do you even?
Well, back in the
Debunk
pirate
that,
days,
right.
all the sea monsters,
Yeah.
and now we're in a new year, and people, the anglerfish. There's so many things out there that
Right. You just haven't. We
you
haven't.
don't know. So back in those times, it's an alien or it's
Yeah,
this.
right, exactly.
Well, that's actually a scientific
Mermaids,
creature.
whatever it is. People and
Well,
people
I've
still.
heard mermaids exist.
So mermaid. What about mermen? They gotta exist too, right?
Talking about that.
Well, if you got a mermaid, how are they gonna exist if you don't have, unless they're what do you call it, amador when they're both male and female?
Ambidextrous?
No, that's
Hermaphrodite.
hermaphrodite. No, amber.
That's
Like I said, we can look this up, but it's so much for fun trying to figure out on our own. Yeah. Hermaphrodite.
Hermaphrodite.
Mighty
Life
Aphrodite.
finds a way.
Yeah, that's right. The Jurassic Park one. There we go. Exactly.
Smooth Balls doesn't
Velociraptors.
like mermaids. They don't have toes.
Oh, that's right.
It's
Yeah,
been-
fins.
Fuck Matthew Broderick.
Okay, so what if it's the reverse mermaid? They have the toes and the legs. They just have the fish head.
Oh no.
But they have feet.
But
What
they
if their
have
feet
nice
were really
toes.
nice and their toes were pristine? They just got these big old fish. Keep put lipstick on it. It's fine.
No, I'd rather look at the face.
Okay, so where does that mermaid thing cut off? I mean, because do they even have like a vagina that you would? I mean, for the people who have fantasies about it, I don't understand. As far as all the pictures I've seen, it's always been waist down. I'm like, what the hell are you
We
supposed
need
to
to
do with
talk to
that?
people at Disney about this.
Yeah, exactly.
they
What the
got
hell are you supposed to do with that? Well, otherwise, if you had it the other way around, you're gonna have all the stuff that the guys were trying to aim for. They just have the fish
And the toes. Yeah, it's toes.
Met a girl.
I'd
She has
rather have the
she has
top
big
half.
lips and a really big mouth. You're gonna love her.
And she doesn't breathe through her mouth.
That's right. No,
so
she-
she'll be
oh, that's
there-
right.
She'll be there all day.
Shit on the coming for air. Yeah, they love it. Yeah,
Canceled.
we're talking about mermaids. Everybody, relax. Well, I guess the
You
same
guys
thing
talking
with
about
mermen.
aliens and hairless babies.
So
and
women
shit.
out there. So yeah, how would you prefer your mermaid? Would you prefer with the bottom, with the penis, or the top, with just a really good looking
Time out.
guy?
That's a trick question. No one wants to. We're not preferring
A
anything.
mermaid with a penis?
Yeah.
merman.
Where do you
I said
hang out
merman.
at, bro?
mermen.
Mermen.
Oh, we're hearing
Get with the story.
mermaids.
I said for the women out there, and I want to flip it. I go, how would you prefer your merman?
New year, new you.
That's right. Yes, exactly.
want-
Would you want it? That's
They
right.
want minotaurs, or whatever they're called, centaurs.
It went
Those
with
are the horse.
I know
with the
horse
cow
body.
head, or
The horse body.
Oh,
That's another
centaurs, exactly.
mythical creature.
yeah,
It's a
but that's-
horse.
I mean, that is a horse.
That's my move, bro.
What do I got? Anyways, yes.
What a show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in. The laughter's been amazing.
That's
The
funny.
questions are better. Give and shrimp.
That's right. Yay! What other? Yeah, went over that. Went over the Barney Hill.
Back to your center of the earth theory.
The Hollow Earthers. Yes.
The Hollow Earthers.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing paranormal shows where they talk
Yeah.
about how militaries will actually fly down to Antarctica and
They
actually
think-
run
yes.
projects
Yeah.
down in Antarctica.
So they think the holes are in North Pole and South Pole that you can
something
get in.
like that. Yeah,
Do that again.
Like this.
flanking, flanking position.
not like this. That's gross. You guys, that's
But,
disgusting. You gotta stop that.
I think there are some stuff that we don't know about that would appear to be very extraterrestrial
Yeah.
because we're humans. We create amazing
Yeah.
things, and I'm sure the government has their
there's-
hands in projects that we would be like, oh my god, we
Probably. Yeah, probably. I mean, well,
mankind was able to
so not
create
even a
that.
Hollow Earth. So this about the Antarctica thing. I've heard there's stuff down there where you go to Antarctica and there's a little actual center where there's
base or
like a. I mean, there's just an ecosystem that's just not ice. It's actual like. I don't know why it'd be sunny. I don't know how that would work because they're at the bottom of the earth, but there's no snow and it's actually livable down there. And I'm like,
There's a little sun. That's
I guess so. Yeah, a little tiny sun. That's right. But yeah, I've
Made
heard
it
that
catch
too.
up.
But I think you're right. There's a lot of stuff out there that we find out like, holy shit, secret underwater bases they could have fucking built. Like, You
Yeah.
don't fucking know exactly. Yeah, you never know. There's one more person I'd like to put up before we kind of start getting this done. Have you guys ever heard of Bob Lazar?
Nope.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar. Okay, Bob Lazar was around this area. He supposedly worked at Area 51, and then they made a documentary about him. They had a lot of books in the '90s. They made one recently, which is actually pretty good. Came out on Netflix, I think, I believe, and I forget the name of that. Maybe I'll put that and I'll post it on the comments and stuff with the thing. But Bob Lazar supposedly worked at Area 51. He came out one time. At first, when he first came out, George Knapp. You guys remember George Knapp? Used to be, okay, so he was all
He's
about
still
the
doing
investigation.
this
Yeah,
thing.
he does. But he used to be at this time with Channel News 8, CBS. So he came out and he interviewed this guy. He said he worked at Area 51 and he worked under spaceships, and they're trying to reverse engineer them.
Yeah.
And then finally he came out the next time and he said, showed his face and stuff and everything, and said he was one of those scientists that was an engineer there, that he was from MIT and some high school. But then when they started going to background on him, some of these places are like, no, we never heard of this fucking guy and everything. So I don't know if that's thing trying to discredit him, but he said supposedly from the interview, the neighbors around him, it's like he was building some crazy shit in his fucking garage, So he could have been a really smart dude that knew stuff, but
Isn't that crazy how those people would try to discredit him?
yeah.
And
But
they could do that.
and the only thing when
maybe
he came out-
is
yeah.
Wilbur in the barn, or maybe he is some.
The only thing about when he came out and said that, he goes, obviously they discredit me. I never want to come out. This ruined my life because this whole thing, he went out hiding, and then I think they checked me, and he does though. He had some pandering, I guess it was at one point. I think he was some girl or some hooker or something. Like, okay, well, I mean that's a guy thing.
we all.
But there was another thing too where he kind of
He spends most of his
he did
time-
get charged for something a few years ago about selling certain stuff. So there's just stuff out
pandering
there.
trade of illegal goods.
Yeah, traded illegal goods. So there's stuff out there and everything. But when they interviewed him this last time, he was just like, and in the middle of the interview, supposedly they started coming and investigate him, I guess, because he started talking again, because he was silent for a long time.
Yeah.
And everything. So his story is
sight, out of
interesting
mind,
because
baby.
this is, I mean, we live in Vegas and we live right next to 51. We always hear weird stories. I remember being a kid and seeing weird stuff in the sky. Now, I'm not saying UFOs, I mean, just weird military planes doing weird stuff sometimes. We see them sometimes just shoot. I had a buddy one time who said him and his other friend, this is when I was like a teenager, they're out and they go, there was this weird craft that it looked like a plane. Just it flew, and there was like fucking 5 or 6 other planes just flying right after, like they're chasing it basically. I was like, what? So we everybody's seen kind of weird stuff, not like saucers or anything, just weird and stuff like that. So it's always interesting when the Bob Lazar, and I don't know how I missed it when I started looking back in this documentary. I thought it was really interesting, and I thought that
Is this a Netflix thing?
I think it's on Netflix, and I'll look for it again. And it was really interesting, his story, because he was on Joe Rogan podcast. He was on George Knapp. Bob Lazar. And I heard that one too, and it's really cool when you get into it and his interesting story. Is he a fake or a hack? I don't know about any of this stuff, but if I find somebody who's interesting, regardless of story, he's got an interesting story.
Always worth listen to.
It is definitely Bob Lazar, Lazar. And yeah, you never know. Was he out there? He said they had 9 alien crafts out there, and he was trying to reverse engineer them. One of his jobs, is trying to reverse engineer them.
That's the thing. It could be a hoax. It could be Atlantis, or it could be.
You never know. It could be he's just crazy. It could be the government purposely went out there like, you're going to go out and you're going to say this and this, and then we're going to discredit you. And
we could have scientists come in and talk about it, and then you could have people with mythical little sons that come talk.
People, hollow earthers, flat earthers. They're all out there. They're all they got
Lizard
something to
people.
this.
We're gonna get them.
Which one?
You see the village people?
The village people?
Lizard people.
Oh, yeah, lizard people. That's another one. You guys look up the people that think there's lizard people that are,
And we talk about this, I hear lizard people. I'm like, but there's a lot of people that probably believe in this.
It's people. Well, we've heard flat earthers talk. I've heard a few hollow earthers, and they believe it wholeheartedly, and it's hard. I don't want to make fun of them because that's their belief. The same thing is like, man, you got to look at
That little sun thing is
the science thing. Well, it's not right. It's the core of the earth is basically their sun, is what they said. I'm just saying what it's written, man. I'm just saying, yeah. I'm just, hey, that's what I said too.
That just makes me. I don't know why that makes me laugh so much.
I get it. I was like, okay, then, right? I mean, that's how I explained it. But yeah, they wholeheartedly believe that stuff.
Godzilla versus King Kong, that center of the earth.
Yeah, that's where he comes. Yeah, he's one of the hollow earthers. Godzilla's a OG hollow earther.
Yeah, he's one of the originals.
That's right.
OG.
Godzilla's got a big old throne down there next to that sun. He just relaxes. He's just bastard. He's just sitting there with a big old fucking getting a tan.
What about alternate galaxies?
Yep.
Or dimensions? I mean,
There you go. So I've heard UFOs. People are not from outer space; they're from alternate dimensions. They find little
Rick and
wormholes. They
Morty
find the
type of
wormholes.
shit,
Exactly. People say the black holes or wormholes to different universes, different dimensions. We never all that stuff is all alien technology and stuff, and it's hard for all of us to kind of discredit it fully because we don't know. Yeah. I think most likely, 99.9%. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so, but you never know.
I'd say 80%.
80,
99.8. We don't know.
We don't know. That's
There's
true. I
a
shouldn't go so
slim-
strong on the 99. I shouldn't.
99.9.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
I'll
I
give you
shouldn't.
91.
Yeah, I'll even say 95%. I'm like, okay, I don't believe it. And most likely, it's like, what about you?
It's 50-50. It's either it is or it isn't. That's a.
And it's who are we to sit there and fucking bag on you for it? Exactly. Yeah. Although the flat earthers are, man, you guys out there. That's I don't get that logic at all. Yeah, I don't. Like I said, if I hear a conspiracy, it's got to make sense. It's got to understand, like, why would that
Give me
happen?
something.
Why would it? Why would that happen? Why would someone keep that secret? That doesn't make any sense to me. And then they always say about control. I'm like, control of what?
Control what?
How is that controlling anything? That doesn't fucking make sense. Exactly. Right. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I even understand. I don't take it as it, but I even understand people who that conspiracy about the September 11th was our own government. I'm like, why? I'm like, oh, okay, but no, and then you're giving the government too much fucking props for that. But anyways, I even understand where they're coming. I don't believe it, but I'm like, I kind of.
You ever see that movie Apocalypse Now?
Oh yeah, that's
that part where they're cutting out people's hearts and they're waiting in line and they're showing the heart at the sun and like this.
Oh no, it's Apocalypto.
That's what I meant to say.
Apocalypto, yeah.
Mayans or the
Mayans, yeah.
And that lunar eclipse came and saved it. Oh,
Yeah. It's exactly. They didn't understand. Yeah, that's what happens.
That's their belief. That was their religion.
That's their belief.
Apocalypse Now is about Vietnam War. I was like,
That's what I was thinking.
Sorry.
But you know something we all can agree on?
What's that?
Boobs.
We do all agree on that, though.
Boobs.
You throw that boob thing in there. and
We're all a
everyone
bunch of boobs. That's a weird one.
boobs.
We're all a bunch of boobs. That's what it is, right?
It fixes everything and it causes all the problems.
It really does,
Boobs.
man. Fuck yeah. Good for us. Glad we're men.
All right, guys. That's cool.
And with
I
that,
figure we ended on a good note.
we ended on a
and,
good note,
we all
exactly.
agree on something.
It's been another great episode of the PGS. Guys, anything else we want to fucking bring up? Hey, everybody, when you go and watch this, please remember if you watch the please thumbs up it, share it with other
Like,
people. Subscribe. We do have a few audio on Spotify, Pimpgimpshrimp podcast. We're going to start doing our bulk of our stuff on video now. It seems like people
video
are digging
games, ghost hunting.
There are some video
boobs.
gameplay. We're trying to get the ghost hunting guys going. We do have one video. No boobs. That's you want Pornhub for that or whatever the internet. They got that going on and stuff.
Visit his site, OnlyToes.
OnlyToes.com. You don't have to be
People are gonna
lonely at OnlyToes.com. But anybody else? We're good.
God, can I fucking what's monster.com that or something or GoDaddy.com that?
Give it a domain name.
GoDaddy with OnlyToes. Yeah.
So this is a business, baby.
DaddyToes.com.
DaddyToes.com.
Big old hairy fucking feet.
Your direction
Big
and
old
my
bird floods.
direction.
Feet. They're all nasty.
Be a fun topic next time.
Feet? Ew, gross.
All right.
Footwear. You can tell a lot about a person by the footwear they wear.
Probably
It's true. I'm not talking about a woman or a man. Everybody. He, them, she, her, whatever. Look at their footwear. You could tell everything about them. It's a story. It's true.
I don't believe in that.
Check it out. Start looking at people's footwear.
Someone's shoes.
Yes, 100%. 100%. You see any human being that has a heartbeat, look at their footwear, and you can tell a lot about them.
I wear different kinds of shoes. I got shoes that are beat up. I got shoes that are very clean. It doesn't.
Check it out.
If someone were to look at my shoes and go, "Oh, you're a dirty person," no.
Well, what's your outfit? Are you going out in a suit wearing like lawnmower shoes? Are you going driving a lawnmower wearing dress shoes?
I'm going to a podcast and I'm wearing, I'll wear my comfortable shoes. I'm
Your
not
red
wearing,
shoes match your shirt.
and my hat, but it's just,
Oh!
I like red. I like red.
But you
That's
match. Color coordinated.
Yeah.
You care about what you look like.
And on that note, everybody.
I like the shirt. I like the
shoes
shirt
match-
because it's going to remind you of the Lion King, Matthew Broderick. Yeah.
On that note, everyone, thank you very much. So make sure you keep an eye on your footwear. Make sure you wear your underwear. And make sure you're looking out there. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody. We'll see you later. Bye.